Let's get legal perspective to this. I have joining me a lawyer, Libros Oshoma. Good to have you join us, Libros Oshoma. Now, beyond the impact on livelihood of Nigerians, one of the position of those who are opposed to this bill is that it violates human rights as it relates to access to potable water. Help us understand what the Constitution says about access to potable water and just general water resources.
Yeah, first and foremost, even before we look at access to potable water, let's look at the constitution we operate. The constitution we operate is a federal constitution, and by federal constitution, it presupposes that the federating states ought to donate powers to the federal, and not the federal taking over everything and then donating powers of creating a fundamental right to the state. And so that said, also one of the the civil society members opposed to the bill did say that government has not been able to provide access to water, and yet government wants to tax people that are providing access to water. If you look at the constitution generally, the welfare of the people should be the primary purpose of government. And water being a basic necessity in life is one of the welfare of the people. And a situation where a government is not able to provide water to its people and yet taxing the same people to provide water for themselves is a breach of that constitutional right to welfare. And then right to life. Water also, is an ancillary right to life. And so a situation where government is not able to provide water to create existence for humans, for its people, and yet you now turn around to tax people for providing that same water that would breathe life to the people, is a breach also of their fundamental right, to life. And, I can go on and on. And
all right. So allow me jump in here, because you touched on one of the issues that those who are opposed to this bill also raise, which is the fact that at a time where people are looking to take away some of the things on the exclusive list and put it down to the concurrent list, it does look like those who are in charge of this bill or who are proposing this bill seem to want to add more to the exclusive list. And they also say that it violates the Land Use Act. So also help us clarify some of these issues.
Yeah, first and foremost, if you look at the exclusive legislative list, we have about 68 or 69 items there. And some of them are just items that ordinarily should be residual. That's at the local government level. What has the federal government got to do with plate numbers, for example? But what has the federal government got to do with primary education? But these are areas that are domiciled in federal government. And then we have been clamoring for restructuring of the structure. And one of such ways to restructure the structure is to even take access to water away from concurrent to residual so that the local government can deal with it. But a situation where we are now having to take the responsibility of providing water or access to water away from concurrent and make it an exclusive legislative list solely, for the purpose of federal government having controls over all water, we raise suspicion, especially not having been able to clear the doubt of the mind of the people on the areas of land allocation and settlement. You remember the issue of Ruga. And then also, if you remember, by virtue of the Land Use Act, all lands in the state are domiciled in the people. And the governor
I'm afraid we do have to leave it there because of our time. Lawyer Libros Oshoma, thanks for sharing your perspective with us.
My pleasure.